This is an ocean monument. Look at it. So boring and wet. I'm gonna make it not boring and not wet. Here's the plan. Step 1, I'll walk in that monument and ask for the biggest, baddest guy in there. And then I'm gonna kill him and his friends. And then I'm gonna rob them all of their precious goods just to remind them of who I really am. Step 2, I go outside and mark out the area where I want to de-ocean the ocean. Then I place like 14,000 sand and use the Guardian's own sponges to clear out that water. Step 3, I take my new de-oceaned ocean monument and transform it into the palace of a king. Let's do this. Guardians do a lot of damage, and I'm only wearing diamond armor, so I'd like to go into the nether, get some ancient debris, and get my first set of netherite armor, so I can be that much stronger against them. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my gosh, is this 2 veins right here? This is, okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's keep her going. Let's go. 1 and 2. Nice. Let's go. Nice. Another double vein. I mined for like 15 minutes after I found those first 10 and didn't find any more. So I'm going to go back up and get some beds. So, good news. I have a couple of beds now. Let's go get some netherite. As you can see, I am no longer boring and blue, I am now shiny, beautiful, and purple. The next step in our journey to acquiring this ocean monument is to get as much sand as humanly possible, and the fastest way to do that involves a stronghold and a machine. Now it does break the stronghold, so we need to find one that isn't our community stronghold. So I tracked down the nearest stronghold and I cleared that puppy out. I built up that machine, and before you knew it, I was sending sand flying into the end. Now that we have enough sand, we can get started on draining. Wait, before I do that, I still need to... Come on, elder boy. Got nothing on me. Alright, big boy. Nighty-night. Woo, free gold. Sponges, let's go. Sweet, with that done, now I can start on draining the big square and stop the guardians from spawning outside. Look at that, 1 full section clear. And that's nothing compared to the rest of this monument. How does it feel to be drowning, fool? You idiot. Yes, I am going to watch him die. They not drowned? After literally hours, we were finally able to call the first square completely drained, and it was time to move inside. Something I hadn't planned for was the number of guardians there would be on the inside of the monument. The more water you remove, the more guardians spawn in a smaller area. And we removed all the water on the outside, so they were all spawning around me on the inside. That's it, the whole inside is now drained. Now I need to go outside and make a big ring of stone so that I can actually make the glass circle around the monument. So this part's pretty simple. I just make a stone brick ring and then I make a wall of glass underneath that. Now I've got the furnaces cooking sand at full tilt, so this shouldn't take me very long. Fun fact though, you won't even be able to see the glass by the time this build is done. Now, as you can see, each side of the monument looks a little bit different. On one side, the ocean floor is much closer to the surface of the water than it is on the other. It's about 10 blocks on one side and about 30 to 40 on the other. We don't want to keep it this way, it won't look very good in the long run. We're going to do something about that soon. Now at this point, the only thing standing between me and a perfectly dry monument is these 4 slices of water. Let me dry those things out and then we can get working on the transformation. I'm officially done with the draining of this monument. The inside and outside are now dry, and we can actually get started on the transformation. Now, you may have noticed the beacon on top of the monument. That is because my next step is for me to take haste 2 from that beacon and tear out the entire interior of this monument. Taking a step back outside of the monument, you can see that we are working with some really weird terrain. As we mentioned before, one side is taller than the other. It's not very pretty. It's all dark and gray, and it just doesn't complement the monument at all. So we're gonna knock down this stone so we have a more blank canvas to work with, and then start building up from there. With the help of Haste 2 and a couple of podcasts, I was able to knock out all this stone in a couple of hours. Finally, I was able to see the monument in its truest and most naked form. Not like that. What I really mean by that is I can finally see the monument without anything else in the way and get a really good idea of what I want to build it into. Now, in the last episode, episode 3, Chespy Cash commented down below and let me know there wasn't enough Chespy in my video, so I made sure to make time for some Chespy in this video.
Drops keep falling on my head.
Your wings weren't on when you did that on my screen. That was crazy. So you're just standing vertically, like hovering in like a wizard.
And let me switch to my actual skin. Be right back.
Wait a minute, that's not your skin, that's kind of my skin almost. Have you seen what I've been doing out there?
Whoa, this is a lot of work. Bigger than any picnic basket I've ever seen.
Yeah, right?
I just got done recording Who's Your Daddy with Melody today. Yeah, that was something.
I have never played, I've seen it, but I've never played.
It's Baby's Dying. You know, your favorite.
Oh, wait a minute, that sounds great.
Oh my gosh, it's super empty.
Yeah.
It's more emptier than my soul.
Now, I wanted to add a better outline than this weird glass terrain hybrid that we have going on the side here, so I think a nice textured kind of feathered in stone wall around the outside would look really good and complement what I have planned coming up. So for whatever reason, I just didn't record the rest of me building this wall, so here's the finished product. Now for the bottom, I decided to use grass. I knew that I could make the custom terrain that I wanted and really have a strong color to make the monument pop. Now I remember this part being very therapeutic for me just because I was able to see these ideas I had in my mind coming into fruition before me. I was finally able to see my build coming to life and I was loving it. And to add even more life to it, I ended up bone mealing the grass and planting a bunch of azalea trees. In keeping with that theme, I decided to build some greenery up top of the build as well. This is one of my favorite parts of the build because it really just ties everything together. I went with a green ring, kind of a donut made of grass, and then decorated that in the same way as I did the bottom. After adding some accents to the outside of the build, it was finally time to start making changes to the monument itself. Now, before you can reconstruct, you have to deconstruct, so I started off with demolition. Now, I wanted to stay faithful to the original design of the monument, so what I ended up doing was just swapping out some bits and pieces and turning things into what I considered to be the better version of what they were. I turned the roof into moss to make it match the current style of the rest of the build. I made the peak into a more round and appealing Atlantis style build, and to brighten things up, I also made a big dome-shaped window for the back. And after all that, I can safely say that I have fully drained and transformed this entire ocean monument. If you guys haven't taken on a big build like this one before, I highly recommend it. It takes a long time and it takes a lot of effort, but at the end it is the most rewarding thing ever. If you guys are new to this channel, check out some of the other content. If you want to see the first episode in this series on the SMP, you can click right here. This video over here is pretty good as well. Okay, bye.